All right. So, I don't know what's up with the YouTube stream. If you guys are on the tube, I'm gonna drop the link to. There we go. All right, we're up and running. Sorry about that. Never mind, no dropping links. So, welcome to another session of Chart Mastery. It's gonna be the typical Chart Mastery session. I'm gonna cover BTC. I'm gonna cover Ether. I'm gonna cover the S&P and QQQ, and we'll take it from there. Right? Take any other requests you guys have, and chart them out. See what's going on these charts. So we did have some interesting moves in BTC and in Ether, right? I didn't signal the bottom on BTC quite here. I did post it on our Twitter on Ether, right? So on Twitter I did say, I think I see something at this level, little GIF, just kind of a recap of the last couple of days, 28.48, which was basically bottom-esque, right? And then I kind of kept this thing going, updated all the way through into a 12% move, and then we started seeing the pullback happen, right? So, interestingly, BTC's kind of doing two things, and I did post like a meme formation, right? Call it the toilet bowl, the flush, right? Flush it down. It's not an official formation, it's like a joke, but I've seen this on indices, and I've referenced it before on our Twitter. And the reason I posted that is because I saw it failing 61.8, right? I mean, it did look like a toilet bowl, but it's also failing 61.8. And when we see that, typically we're going to see a continuation down, right? So typically when we see this kind of rejection, right, we're going to see a down move. We saw this rejection here and here, but interestingly it held up, right? Where it held up, so I'm like 50-50 on BTC right now. Where it held up right here, there wasn't quite a fib level on this smaller retracement. Where it held up was indicative of a larger retracement, right? It held up on this larger fib at 41,487, right? That's where support was. So that's indicative that we might be seeing a move to 55, right? Because when we start seeing these retracement levels hold, lets us know that potentially we're seeing the larger bearish retracement at play, right? Now, where have we seen things like that, where we see 61.8 continuation? We've seen these in the good old bear market, right? That's kind of where you wanna take your shorts, right? We've seen these happen time and time again. Didn't try to do that. We've seen these happen time and time again right here, right? These three big moves were bearish retracements, right? So we see how price rejected at the red line, so we want to make sure that we are not rejecting at the red line. If we are rejecting at the bearish 61.8 retrace, that we are adjusting our risk accordingly. That's the word I'm looking for, right? So if we were seeing a smaller 61.8 that rejected at 44,694, based on what we saw previously, we could see it pull back, right? And then keep doing that. But, one thing that has me optimistic is seeing that holding at 44,400, right? Or 41. That's the only support I could find here, and which might tell me that we're seeing a larger retracement at play. That's all I have for BTC. In terms of today's support, I did post something in Discord about it, saying, hey, we might see a turn here. And that was, I don't know how sustainable it's going to be, right? But it was basically off this trend break. Was it? It was basically off this trend break continuation. I think I saw a 50% bullish retrace. Yeah, right at 43,290. Did I use this swing low? No, I think I used this one, right? And typically, if we're going to see some kind of like continuation swiftly off one of these moves, we're not going to see a bigger pullback. So It looks 50-50. We should have hedged the short yesterday. I thought bulls had it, and I didn't. I was complacent. In terms of Ether, we did a 6 retrace, right? So this is 28.45. This is where I tweeted about it, right? This is where I tweeted that entry, and we ran up 12% from there. So you guys not following us on Twitter, just follow us on Twitter. I drop things like that every now and then. I called the bottom one Luna the week prior, right? And where we're seeing support on Ether now is basically that same bearish retracement in respect to where we saw resistance, right? Like I was expecting Ether to reject here at the 61.8, but we didn't. It went to 786. So I don't know if it did like a bull trap and not doing a bear trap. And one thing I did highlight was we pushed our stops up on half the position to like 31.30 yesterday. So I'm out of half that position. I'm going to let the rest of it do as the market pleases. Stream can't be offline. Stream's going. What's up, Stanley? What's up, Linvey? What's up, Chibu Ike? I hope the stream's not offline. Alright, so seeing this hold, right? There's also another, like, if you guys really want to get intricate in fibs, there's another bit of a signal, right? Another reason for it to turn there at 30.50. Even if you extend that down there, it was like right at the wick, 3043. And I almost signaled this one in Discord, but I just didn't have time. It was such a quick wick, right? I should have signaled it before it dipped. I was going to signal 30.58 and then it dipped down to 30.43 as I was typing it, and then I was like, just wait. Anyways, it popped off. I think for today, we need to see these charts keep going up, right? I'm going to go on a 5-minute. Excuse me if you guys don't believe in small time frames. I'm a big fan of them because they give us precision entries. Right, we want to see 30.93 get taken out by bulls. We want to see this breakout continue, possibly a retest of 31.13. That would be ideal, right? If we don't, if this thing keeps dumping here, I'm expecting a deeper pullback, right? We could rug. Now, also, loud and clear on TV. Thanks, Boss Hog. Appreciate it. SOS USDT, save our souls. All right, let's look at those. Let me look at the S&P and QQQ because that's gonna give us a good indication on what market participants are thinking in terms of risk on, risk off. I think the Russian de-escalation is probably bad for crypto. We think sanctions are bullish for BTC. I think sanctions are bullish for BTC. All right, let's check on indices. They've been sold off into the dust and obliteration and the complete shit. Excuse that French. Do you have any annotated charts? Let's look at SPY. Bam, there you go. So, as I mentioned, we see rejection at the red line. That's what we want to trade. Should have taken those puts, man. Kind of got greedy to the long side. All right. So, indices, had signaled a down move, right? And I think the next day BTC bottomed out and turned. So did Ether. So what we're seeing now is after this kind of move, we want to see if we're seeing a bullish 61.8, and we are, right? So the bullish retracement of this up move, right, from 421 to 457, right? The 61.8 is 435, and we saw that as support. Now the chart, I mentioned this last stream, this is where we want to start like hedging these positions for a big break, where we want to short support, right? We want to short resistance, and we want a long support. That way we capture the range and wait for the breakout. And so if the chart, say we have a short at 457 and a long at 435, and the chart dumps, let's say past 428, and if you're stop here, right, and same thing happens to the upside. So this is a good time to start getting into these hedges, right? And like wait for the breakout and let the chart do the work. Same thing on BTC, QQQ. I'd expect some kind of rebound in indices. I think they're still oversold. This is the most worrisome, the 457. It should be a smaller move within, and it looks like also it failed 61.8 again. Yeah, 445. So I think indices are struggling. The S&P is struggling. Here we see several failed 61.8. I would think the market is an off risk scenario, right? So here we see this one at 471. Then we see another red line rejection 457. Now we're seeing 445. We're seeing a bit of a bear flag. So it's going to need some volume. It's going to need a good push to get above 445, or else, as I say, expect continuation until it's not. And the support we want to see hold for sure is 424 on the S&P. All right, looking at QQQ. I got some calls on here, man, and I don't want them to expire worthless. I'll give them another week because they expire next Friday, the 28th. So I got 2 more weeks on them. I was thinking that the QQQ was due a larger 61.8 like we saw the S&P do. It's kind of looking shaky. All right, some stocks are really oversold, and we look at those shortly. Dark Ninja, I will show you the Phantom, man. Actually, Phantom did fucking great on the QQQ. Excuse my French, but I mean, it was very much worthy. Let me go to NQ because I don't have any fibs on it. I do have fibs on it. Alright, here we have drawings. So that's what Phantom does. It likes to catch bottom on the QQQ. It signaled it on a few charts, right? If you're trading indices, if you have, like you're gonna get these like this was close, didn't quite signal it, but like these bullish continuation signals, bullish continuation signal, right? So you're gonna get in on the QQQ is signaled good buys most of the time on the daily, right? That's kind of the gift of Phantom, right? You're not gonna get a liquidity swing low on a daily chart every day. Some people will sign up for Phantom, use it for like 2 weeks. Like, oh, it's not working. It's like, well, there's not a liquidity grab in the market. It's a liquidity indicator. Yeah. All right, but it does work on smaller time frames too. All right. So in terms of just looking at the chart, right, QQQ looks like it's possibly trying to flag, and I'd like to see an up move, at least a retest of 15152 on NQ. But as of now, like nothing looks promising, guys. Like nothing looks super exciting with the bull side. All I'm seeing is rejections at 61.8, bearish rejections. We saw it on Ether, saw it on BTC, we see it on the S&P, we see it on the QQQ. Metals were looking promising. They're still looking promising. What do we see here? Is gold pinning? Gold did this thing last time. It was stuck in a range, so I'd look for like 1926 on gold. Might want to play these calls, guys. I think last time gold did a top, it did something very similar. Can you guys see it? Yeah, you can see it. Maybe you get 1926. So if you're gonna do GLD calls, probably want to get out around there. Ooh, GLD looks like it's got a little more room to run. The ETF, maybe 180. All right, maybe we play 180 calls and we sell at 180. I'll shop those out today. They're probably going to be pretty high though. All right, now I'm going to look at some of y'all's requests. Let's take some requests. Yeah, so let's look at SOS USDT. Open Dow. I just need an exchange that has a lot of data, man. Haven't traded this chart. Let's look at KuCoin. I'm just gonna stick to this chart. So what this thing is done, you want to see this chart hold, right? You want to see it close above 270. That is for certain. If it doesn't close above 270, then you're probably going to see 216. And if it doesn't turn at 216, you're likely going to extend lower. What I'm going to do now is bam, you should ask me about this chart like a few weeks ago when it was at 151. We would have gotten some longs there. Because extending that previous range, right? We might end up at 209 on this one. I think next dip's at 209. Probably want to try to counter 209. This would have been a good counter liquidity type play at 151. Right? You see this? I'm sure you do. That's what I got. Cooley, thanks for the suggestion. All right. I'm catching up with everything. Greetings, loud and clear. Zcash. Let's look at Shopify and I'll check out Zcash. I'm getting requests from both streams. Thank you guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus, Shopify with the monster clap. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is looking terrible. Right, I can see two things. I would look for, first things first, we do have our like extension schematic, and what we're going to do is find the biggest bullish retracement move we can. It's past the 61.8, man. So at this point, I would think Shopify is coming back down to 569. Looking at the weekly, or 696. These are the two levels, right? If we see volume come in at 696, I probably want to take that trade, and if not, then 569, right? But what we want to see is like volume come in, and what does that look like? It's something like we saw on Tesla on that turn, right at that 61.8. You see like how if you look on the daily or even like the hourly volume. The daily candle was basically a doji, almost a dragonfly doji at 808. So we want to see something like that occur on Shop. All right, you want to see that good volume, some good bullish candles at 700, 698, 696. All right, let's look at Zeke. I want you to look at USD charts. I'm not going to look at BTC charts in terms of altcoin pairs. Man, y'all hit me with these charts that are ranging. So, Dark Ninja, you got a request on using Phantom. So I'm just gonna, so with Phantom, you kind of want to like screen a chart a little bit, right? So in the daily says there's a little bit of a sell signal here, right? Bearish continuation. Hourly is kind of like a no trade zone right here. I'm just gonna stay objective though. Maybe I'll use it on another chart, something that I see it really working on. So looking at something like Zeke, voila, look at that. That looks good. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having all these like pivots? 177, 387. You know? Well, I mean, now you do. If you guys want to learn how I use fibs like this, there's in the link tree. There's a link. to the masterclass. It's recorded. It's pretty old. I'm recording it in semi-better quality. But, all right, so what we're seeing now on ZQSD is 127. That looks like resistance, right? Absolutely. Until that breaks, I would be timid to take a long. I can also see, like, I can eyeball some 61.8, which is pretty dangerous. Boom, it's validated. So I think I see a bearish continuation here. I do, right? So 127 is going to be like pretty tense resistance, right? Like, until that breaks, I don't think it's ready to go. Next levels down, like next support before 97, probably going to be a 61.8. All right, so 102. I think this is headed down to 109, possibly 102. And then maybe we can take out 127. Unless like this bull flag ends up breaking out. But until it breaks 127, I'd say it's continuing down. And let's just use the indicator, the harmonic scanner. See if we get anything that I'm missing. Maybe on the hourly, remove drawings. 240. 27, jeez. Not quite seeing any like solid formations. 360. No, I think this one's invalid. That one's probably invalid. It's past the completion point. Not seeing anything. All right. Let's look. Oh, US 30. I'm sorry. Chibu Ike. US 30. Currency.com. I'm guessing that's the chart you want me to look at. Man. Looks like the QQQ. Looks a little messy. It's cleaning up a little, right? It's cleaning up a little. Seeing 34 290 hold. It looks like it's also a bullish 61.8. I'd look for another test at 34 290. And if we get bull volume here, right? Some good strong candles on good volume, I'd take that long. I'd counter trade it. I'd want to see that support level hold. If it doesn't, I think we missed that short entry. I'm right here at that close below 35,000, right? Was there another 61.8? Probably. So yeah, nothing's looking too optimistic, man. Markets don't look that promising right now. All right. You're welcome, Paris. Boss Hog. Let me look at IDEX for you. IDEX USD. Just looking for more data. There we go. Did we get a bottom? Oh, we had a bottom, guys. This thing looks just like the SOS USD pair, right? Y'all see that? I need you two guys to come in when the markets are crashing, so we can look at y'all's tokens before they make these massive up moves, so we can counter trade them right here. All right. This looks like it's kind of flagging, right? And off that really low swing low at 10 cents going up to 33, it's at the 61.8, right? So ideally if we get a close above 19155 on the daily, I would think that this breakout is in order, the bull flag, right? I mean, continuation. And if we don't, then it's just like constricted ranging price action. And where is it rejecting? I think that first target would be 27, right? on that breakout. So you could see, like, assuming it closes above that 61, right? We can see a run to 27 and maybe a run to 33 on this possible breakout. Hasn't broken out yet. Chibu, you're very welcome. Sorry, thank you for tuning in and for showing me your tickers. All right, let's look at SQ. Looking at square block. Look at this, man. I haven't even touched this chart since last time. It's gonna bring this just a little lower. Man, these charts look so bad, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the indices need to have some kind of squeeze. This is looking bearish. These look bearish, right? Anything. So, things like Investopedia tell you it's a bear market if it's under 20%, right? Like, this is down fucking 60. It's terrible. I think usually when we see 61.8 bearish continuations down, it's pretty bad. And something like this going off COVID swing low, the last swing high, it's pulled back below 61.8. Where's the next one? Like, we go to the all-time low. SQ needs to pull above 115. It just needs to get a good save. I don't know what's gonna save it. Earnings are coming up, and I've been staying away from earnings. I got hurt on Facebook earnings and on PayPal earnings, so I'm staying the F out of earnings season. I'm only trading leaves. KDP and LHX. KDP. This looks good. Dude, Dr. Pepper. Is that the Dr. Pepper I'm thinking of? Like Coke, Pepsi, those stocks just don't pull. They never pull back. It's crazy. I don't even want to chart this. I feel like I'm not talented enough for this chart. Maybe I am. It looks pretty good, man. We've seen support at 37.39, right? It could try 40. It could continue on up. These charts, problem is they don't get a lot of volume, but they move, right? The soda brands. It's kind of wedging. Let's see if I can pull some earnings. Whoa. That's not what we're doing, man. I know Keurig, they make like coffee and stuff, right? I know price of coffee's going up. There's a shortage, I think, in terms of coffee futures. I don't know. We'll see. I think 40 is the next move, right? And something, like if I was to trade this, I'd do $40 calls and let it run in the money. Can a bit on the 15? Wait a minute. I think 40 is the next target on this. And I would look out for, if this wedge breaks, it's going to be ugly. Like we saw these wedges break on other charts like Apple. Actually, Apple is still intact. What's Apple doing today? Can you give an idea on bid 15 minutes? Strong analyst 87607. Can you write me a more complete sentence so I can understand, please? And I will satisfy your request. Thank you. This looks bad. Alright, this looks bad. We saw move above 172, and then we saw it be resistance. But then, you know, we're seeing the market set up like it did post-election or pre-election, right? I think we saw something very similar on Apple where we had a bearish 61.8 and a bullish 61.8 right around the election time. I'll show you guys. So you saw something very similar here, and the market just said, you know what, F you, we're gonna keep going up, right? So the bullish 61.8 was 1.07, and the bearish 61.8 was 124, right? So what the market did back then basically found resistance right at a 61.8, supported 61.8, and just let itself play out. And what it ended up doing is a fake breakout and then pulling back some, right? Just making higher lows before running again. On what chart, dude? I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not gonna like. I'm doing my best to tell you know what the next move is, but I'm not gonna just look on a 15-minute chart on every token and yeah, no. I don't do this every day. I do this every other day. All right. GBP, JPY. Okay, let me look at. I'll isolate these charts a little bit. Again, a lot of participation today, and I love it. Okay, ETH looks very similar to when it did when it had accumulation phase 2016, about March to Feb. What do you think? Cooley, good observation. Let's look. You said 2016, March to February, 2016. I don't see it. It dumped. I don't know if I'm looking at 2016. You type 2016. I don't see it. All right, let's look at LHX. Jeez. Also, you know, the 15-minute can tell you what a next small move is, right? But if we're looking at something like this on the weekly and you miss the resistance at 221 on this chart, right? You try to counter it because the 15-minute is showing a bullish retracement. You don't keep that in mind that there's possibly a huge resistance up here, right? I mean, it's held up for some time, several rejections. Then you're gonna get hurt, right? I think it's really important to maintain a big picture while looking at charts as opposed to just trying to trade the next move, because then you can't see past your nose, right? See, rejection at 228, rejection at 222. So I'd say 221 is resistance until it's not. This thing's retrying. All green earnings, though. Greetings look really good. I'm not sure what L3 Harris is. It's like a defense stock. Just from the look of it, it feels like a defense stock. We are also seeing the smaller 50% bullish retrace hold, right? And probably this was a deeper one. No comment on this. I think like 221 needs to break, and if it doesn't, then it's probably going to start topping off. Earnings are coming up too. All right, let's look at some of these FX pairs. GBP, JPY. Oof. This looks like a possible Adam and Eve. I know Forex and Forex traders love Harmonics. You got a scanner just for that. This could possibly go up to 160, right? I think if it's going to do like a liquidity high, it'd probably ring out 160. In terms of a bearish retrace, yeah, I think the next move here is probably a 160. Unless there's something else. Yeah, I think the next move's to 160. Alright, I've said that. planes. Yeah, it felt like a defense thing, or I mean, yeah. Thanks, Linvey. All right, USD JPY. Man, loving all the ticker shows today, man. You guys are crushing it, keeping me busy, giving me a lot of things to look at, a lot of things to consider. I do think the market needs a Hail Mary save. Like, Fed needs to do something, Biden needs to do something, whether it's get up on TV and say Tesla every day. Okay, USD JPY, right? It's doing like a pinned 61.8. That's my observation right now, where it's trying to retrace this previous range, right, back to this last high. Why is my Discord blowing up, man? I'm gonna ignore the Discord blowing up, and so I would look for 115 to be resistance. Stanley Ho. Yeah, so I'm expecting a little resistance at 115, right? And it's possibly a top until it's not. So I think this run is possibly over. Do Harmonics confirm this? Possibly. It might like try higher. And now I'd want to look at like a smaller time frame. Yeah, no, this looks like it's done. I think this is coming down. So some charts on a 15-minute I can say it's coming down. Other charts it's not as clear. All right, looking at CoVal USD. CoVal USD on the Coinbase. I hate this shit chart, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, don't like it. Don't like it. It looks like it's coming down. If it doesn't bottom out here, right? If it doesn't get above 613, I think 469 is the next low. So yeah, watch out. In terms of like intraday, we're gonna start seeing an up move, kind of like what I did on Ether. Remember, like on that ETH tweet, right at the 61.8. So if you're gonna see a continuation of 61.8, I think it's gonna happen of 589, right? But if it doesn't, it's probably gonna rug. Kind of does, man. It kind of does, but like it bounced off here. It does. I get what you're saying, and but it bounced and it rejected, right? Like it kind of does, except for I'm having to use this swing, not the higher one. The higher one is saying, like the more complete swing low to swing high extension, right? Says it's coming down to 4761. So if you see this, then that's the go, right? And I agree with you. I see what you see. But in terms of like short-term upturn, no. But this would be. It looks like the other ones where it could come down to 476, and that would be the fill. Thank you, Boss Hog. On the same page, bro. We're on the same page, man. All right. Guys, thank you all for tuning in at today's stream. Look at crypto majors one more time before calling it a day. Yeah, it's looking not the sexiest on ETH, right? We're seeing the chart sell back off. Going into that intraday, where would we want to counter trade the sell-off? Possibly I think that's where I saw that. I mean, we could come back down at 3058, right? If it does do some kind of bullish turn at 3058, 3059, that would be good. But if 3043 is lost, then I'm thinking this is gonna do a bullish retrace, full blown back down, maybe even lower low, based on how everything's looking. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna buy that 30% drop. That's why I made an alert on it. Alright guys, thank you all for tuning in to today's stream. Hope everybody has a great rest of the day. I'll be back same time, same place. You do have the links updated in Linktree, and yeah, join us in Discord. And yeah, that's that. I'll catch you guys